The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Keep fighting for us now. As our next Secretary of State, Max will ensure Democrats can't meddle in our elections. He'll increase transparency by launching a citizens reporting portal. And Max will ensure non-citizens can never cast a ballot in Indiana. Endorsed by U.S. Senator Jim Banks, Max has the values and experience we need to keep Indiana's Secretary of State's office in GOP hands. Battle-tested experience. A conservative we can trust. Max England for Secretary of State.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Max Engling.
Thank you, Representative Teschka, and thank you, Chairwoman Kiesling and Convention Chairman Randy Head. The office of Secretary of State has never been more important than it is right now. If we lose this office, we can lose everything else. The Secretary of State is the chief guardian of election integrity, and we must have integrity both in our elections and in our elected officials. They go hand in hand. That means we must keep the chief elections officer in the state of Indiana in conservative hands. We've already seen what happens when Democrats control vote counting. Just look at what happened 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles. The woman in third place gave a tearful apology to her family because she lost the election. Then the mail-in ballots started happening. They began to flood in, and they didn't stop until a week later when they found enough ballots to force her into the top two runoff. That same weekend, in Indiana, Democrats met to nominate a prep school kid with a familiar name as their candidate for Secretary of State. And we know what will happen if the left controls our elections. They have made it very clear. Radical Democrats like Bo Bai want to bring California's election insanity to Indiana. And I will not let that happen. If they win, we will be handing over our voter rolls to the party that gave us open borders and illegal immigrant voters. So Indiana, I have a question for you. Do you want to be Los Angeles? No. Because I don't. So, why join me in this? I've worked in Republican policy and politics for the last 20 years, upholding our conservative principles with zero compromise. I have the broadest depth of background of any candidate in this race. I've worked for several small businesses. I've filed a small business myself. Worked directly for the Chief Elections Committee in the U.S. House for 8 years. I've worked on conservative legislation for House leadership and worked here in Indiana for one of our country's most conservative senators, Senator Jim Banks. So what does that mean for you? It means I've worked for 2 decades keeping Democrat priorities out of your life. It means I've helped good candidates across the finish line in their races, and it means I have direct experience keeping elections strong and controlled by Republicans. It also means that this is not simply an administrative role. It is a statewide, constitutionally elected office where you are committed by the voters to come and link arms with your statewide companions and leaders to lead the state forward in a conservative direction. Some candidates will tell you what this office cannot do. I want a conservative leader with a vision to say, what will we do? Now, if you give me this responsibility today, I will do 3 things to protect our elections and strengthen our state. First, I will fight to close our primaries. Only Republicans should choose our Republican nominees. No Democrat interference. Second, I will work with the State House to clean up our voter rolls and proactively ensure only citizens are voting in our elections. Illegal immigrants should never have the opportunity to vote. Third, I will crack down on criminal activity like these shell trucking companies and corporate front operations who are abusing Indiana's business filings. The Secretary of State's office must do its part to stop this deadly fraud. Now, I love this state. I want my wife and I to live here for the rest of our lives. I want my kids to choose Indiana. Bovi doesn't understand what it means to be a Hoosier. He thinks the office of Secretary of State is a stepping stone for his political career. Wrong. The Secretary of State exists to protect our votes. Now, as Republicans, we face a clear choice. We can go into November with the illusion that anyone can win, that fundraising will just happen, that complacency is fine, and we will risk losing in the fall. Or we can go into November united as a team, confident, and with a candidate that has a vision for the office, a statewide network, and support to raise the money and compete heads up with the Democrats so we can win in November. So, I'm Max Engling. I'm a Christian, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm running for Secretary of State to defend our elections and uphold our shared conservative values with zero compromise. I ask for your support today so we can win as a team in November. Thank you, and God bless Indiana.
Really encouraging to see that a leader like Diego is not afraid to face the slings and arrows.
A man who arrived in this country with nothing and spent his life giving it everything in return. As his wife, I've been honored to watch the same soldier fight for Indiana with a heart that never stops serving.
He understands that the Secretary of State's office is the first line of defense for our small businesses and our constitutional rights.
For someone who's undecided for their choice on Secretary of State, I would highly encourage them to look at Diego's track record.
Diego Morales is a leader that we can all trust here in Indiana.
Look at what he has done for the clerks. Look at what he has done for the election administrators in the state of Indiana.
He has done an excellent job with what we elected him to do. He improved our election security. He has been available to county clerks at a phone call.
I've worked with other Secretary of States in my 8 years, and Diego is definitely the one I've had the most contact with. He's available at the drop of a hat. I know that I can call him, I know that I can email him or text him, and he's there.
He shows up. He is physically present to listen to our concerns and our needs.
So he's always there. He's always there for the clerks, and he's always there to answer our questions. And no matter how silly they may be, he answers them for us.
I really appreciate his efforts, very hardworking, very good communication throughout the entire country about how important election security is. And certainly all of the things that he's done in Indiana make us a showcase for the rest of the country.
He is also full of energy. He's
privileged to serve as your 63rd Secretary of State when Hoosiers elected me in a landslide. I am the people's Secretary of State. As your Secretary of State, I have found that the best experience is doing the job. We have expanded Indiana's voter ID law for mail-in voting. We have cleaned the voter rolls. We passed the state's first proof of citizenship law. And we put Indiana in the top 10 when it comes to election integrity. Promises made, promises kept. But once again, the establishment would like to shut down your voice as a delegate. They have tried this before. They tried to take away your voice in 2018 by removing our support for traditional marriage from the party platform. Do you remember? But we stood strong and we won. They tried to take away your voice in 2022 by appointing an insider to this office to stop you from voting for your choice. Do you remember? But the delegates stood strong and won. They tried to take away your voice earlier this year, after Micah Beckwith played by the rules and earned the right to seek your support. Do you remember? But we spoke up and stood strong and we won. The establishment never wants you to have a choice. Now comes the biggest heist of all. Top Republicans who publicly embraced me, who publicly endorsed me, suddenly stabbed me in the back and tried to take over this convention. And why the sudden change? There was a legal non-citizen working in my office, but that is my story, and you delegates know that. I work for a congressman, I work for the state of Indiana, I serve in the U.S. Army and the Indiana National Guard as a legal non-citizen. If we trust people to give their lives for this great country, we believe we can trust them to work for our fellow Hoosiers. But now, delegates can see through this. You elected me. You trusted me as a legal immigrant. I'm asking the delegates that welcome me in their homes and farms and businesses for over 2 decades. I've been involved in Republican politics. Don't let attacks against my story and the American dream and against legal immigrants sway your decision today. They have smeared me with false allegations, hoping I would resign and drop my campaign, not because anything I have done, but because they are afraid of the Democrats and the liberal media. I am not afraid of them. They were hoping to leave you no choice. But my fellow delegates, the establishment now has another problem. I did not resign. I did not step down. I am not a quitter. I am a fighter. And the establishment has another problem. The delegates in this convention have been down this road before and have had enough. I want you all to understand, I'm not perfect. There have been missteps. I've learned. But missteps aside, there is no candidate in this race better prepared, better armed, with better funding to take on the challenges from a Washington, D.C. Democrat to win re-election this November. If trusted, we're gonna close our Indiana primaries. We will pass a citizens-only voting amendment. So today, fellow delegates, I'm asking you, the delegates, to stand strong one more time. Stand with the candidate who has done the job, not just talked about it. Stand with the fighter who refuses to quit. And stand against the establishment that tried to take away your voice. The voice of the delegates will not be silenced. Not in 2018, not in 2022, and not today. Give me your vote, and together we will win this nomination and keep Indiana's elections the most secure in the nation. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the great state of Indiana. Thank you all.
Entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Delegates of the 2026 Republican Convention, I did not participate in the defilement of this race. Instead, I have come to wash your feet with goodness. I have treated this campaign like a job interview. I spent 1 year doing the research on the Secretary of State role. My team will now pass out postcards and flyers I will speak to you about in a minute. You've seen my videos, speaking to you of my plans and sharing my resume. But now I show you a video which is backed by Indiana Code, summarizing some of my research, which you may not know. Roll tape.
For more than a year, Jamie Reitmauer studied Indiana's election laws, asking one key question: who actually makes election decisions in Indiana? Most voters assume it's the Secretary of State, Indiana's chief election officer. Yet Jamie found that many of the state's most significant election decisions are made by the Indiana Election Commission and administered by the Indiana Election Division. The commission's 4 voting members, not the Secretary of State, decide matters such as voting system certifications, campaign finance enforcement, and candidate challenges. The Election Division, led by bipartisan co-directors, handles much of Indiana's election administration. As Jamie dug deeper, she found what she believes is a growing disconnect between authority and accountability. Indiana voters elect a Secretary of State expecting that office to make election decisions, but many of those powers have been assigned by statute to appointed commissioners and administrators instead. The people elect the Secretary of State, not the commissioners or co-directors. That's a problem because government should answer to the people.
He's put us all in a group chat. He answers all of our questions. If one of us doesn't know the answer, somebody else will. He is not one to see an issue and complain about it. When he sees an issue, he fixes it. There's a reason that David Shelton is a 3-time Clerk of the Year winner, and it is because he has earned every bit of it. I'm asking you to vote for David Shelton for Secretary of State today. Thank you.
With Title III of the Indiana Code concerning elections being over 900 pages long, Dave Shelton is our encyclopedia of election knowledge and security, our go-to man when those working elections quickly need answers to election procedures. That's why he has the endorsement of the majority of county clerks in the state of Indiana. Dave's expertise in election law and security is a resource that Indiana cannot afford to lose. Imagine how much Dave Shelton could influence Congress in Washington on securing elections if he were Indiana's Secretary of State.
David Shelton has been an exemplary clerk of our 4 Knox County courts. He's ministered the county elections through presidential cycles, awful COVID distancing crap, liberal nonsense of all kinds, and dealing with Knox County government. Knox County and Vincennes are the oldest of all things Indiana. All the way back to the conquest of the rest, we have records. I inherited 500,000 pounds of them as a commissioner, and he helped me get them all into Indiana archives, properly stored in the Knox County Courthouse, legally destroyed, and even some put in my case. He managed it all and used clerk fees, saving the county hundreds of thousands of property tax dollars needed. He also helped save the county millions of property tax money by moving our public defenders to a contract system that created a quicker moving judicial process, saving even more money. I have many other affirmations of David Shelton of seeking out election fraud, but as an elected Republican commissioner, I can attest he is ready for the position as our Secretary of State, and I...
Fellow delegates, we don't need a pretty face, nor do we need big name endorsements to smack down the DC Nepo baby bye. We are the Republican Party. Our party is grounded in the principles of merit, competency, work ethic, and commitment. I represent that Hoosier work ethic. For the last 7.5 years, together with my Rush Limbaugh ties, I've traveled the state, connecting with voters and doing the work of the Secretary of State, fielding calls from your county clerks, offering answers and aid to their election inquiries, and helping communities redistrict, and assisting with election recounts statewide. And during my travels, not once did I receive a state or federal taxpayer-funded paycheck to attend your events. I attended because I want this job to do this job. Delegates, we don't need a show horse. We need a workhorse to protect your vote. Today, you, the delegates, will decide how we, the Republican Party, run our campaigns in the fall and how we run our elections for the next 4 years. As your next Secretary of State, I'll use my experience as a private investigator to look beneath the surfaces, to root out fraud in business, elections, and the status quo. I may be an election nerd, but I'm not a one-trick pony. I will use my experience as a business owner to protect business owners and streamline business services here in Indiana. I will use my experience as a fraud investigator to protect Hoosiers from title fraud and securities fraud. I will work closely with auto dealers to assist them with their day-to-day issues while protecting Hoosiers from bad actors. The Secretary of State's office is not a beauty pageant or a popularity contest. It's an operational machine. It runs our elections, it safeguards our businesses and consumers. If a slick talker gets into this office and messes up a single election, it won't just be a headline. It'll damage our party's brand and our state's trust for a generation. I am the only candidate in this race who has run an election. I'm the person the county clerks call when they need answers. Well over 50 clerks have endorsed me. I don't need a safety net because I've already done the work. I will surround myself with a heavyweight team of the best people who aren't related to me. I've asked Valerie Warcha to be my chief of staff. Valerie worked with Brad King as the Republican co-general counsel of the Indiana Election Division. With over 20 years' experience in the State House, she knows the responsibilities of the SOS office and has institutional knowledge that will assist me in my role. If you've ever been involved in elections in any capacity, chances are you've talked to Valerie on the phone. Oh, by the way, Valerie was born in Vanderbilt County, Indiana. If I'm the nominee, we can hit by with moving back from DC to run for office, using the office as a stepping stone, and being inexperienced for the job. We can campaign on experience and being ready to do the job on day one. I'm the only Republican with direct election administration experience. I've also helped develop and advocate for more than half a dozen election bills that have become Indiana law, including 2 just this year. I am the best candidate for the fall. The Democrats won't have anything to hit me on. I am not riddled with scandals. I cannot be tied to the establishment or those who covered up scandals because I've been sounding the alarm for 4 years now. I am the candidate who can say bye, 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 and I am ready to do the job on day one. Thank you, and I ask you for your vote. Thank you.
So, Governor Braun here, we're at our state convention. You're seeing democracy in action. We're in the first round of voting for the Secretary of State. They all gave great speeches. But the key thing is, whoever the delegates choose, we as a party get behind that person wholeheartedly, and we make sure that we keep moving our state in the same direction it's been going in for 20 years. That's with less government, more efficiently run, and making sure that families and businesses and the private sector are the key things we keep in mind and concentrate on faith, family, and our communities, freedom and opportunity. That's my message.
Can we introduce your first lady?
Yes.
Hello,
So,
I'm Maureen.
I want to introduce the First Lady. I haven't known her very long, only from the first grade when we sat next to one another in alphabetical order.
That's right. We're going to celebrate 50 years together in July. That's our anniversary.
50 years.
So.
Been blessed with 4 children, 3 of whom run the business I ran for 37 years. And we've never lived outside of our home community other than 2 years.
And we have 7 grandchildren.
There
so
you go.
We're living the American dream.
Thank you.
What's your name?
John McGauley. I'm the Fort Wayne City Clerk. I am a delegate to the Republican State Convention for the first time in years. I've been working for the Allen County Courts for a while, and you have to stay out of politics for that job, and it's kind of cool to be back.
What really impressed you about the convention?
This is very valuable to people who have to cast votes in these races. I mean, where else do you get to hear from all the candidates in one day in the same venue? This has been very helpful for those of us who have to make that choice.
This is the way people speak and people listen, and we pick our leaders of our state of Indiana. My name is Lori DeWitt.
Okay.
No, really, I'm Dennis.
Yeah. Okay, Dennis, what's your last name?
DeWitt.
DeWitt, okay.
Yeah.
So tell us again what you think of the convention.
I think the convention is well worthwhile. It gives the people the opportunity to express how they feel, and they represent their district to pick a leader that's going to take Indiana to the greater thing.
Thank you.
Mike Furchi.
And Mike, you live here in Fort Wayne?
Yeah, I'm the elected county surveyor.
Elected what?
County surveyor.
Elected county, oh yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
So tell us what you think of the convention this time.
I think the convention is great. It's great to have like-minded people together, and we're all on the same team, even though we may have a few different ideas on some different areas. But it's just great to have people from all over Indiana come here to celebrate together.
And tell us what you do as a county surveyor.
Well, as county surveyor, under Indiana code, I do a couple things. I oversee the regulated drain system, and I oversee the section corner perpetuation, which is the federal survey markers that all of our surveys and property lines are tied to. So,
very good. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Dan Taylor.
What are you doing here at the convention?
I'm a delegate at this convention, advocating for all the Republican Party and hoping for a strong November.
What do you think about it?
It's been great. We've got people from all over the place here, all across Indiana, supporting numerous different ideas. We're excited to coalesce together going into the general.
You think it's one of our best conventions?
Best that I've ever been to.
What's your name?
Yeah, Adam Griffith.
And what are you doing here?
Yeah, the convention's been great so far, learning about all the candidates, and I'm looking forward to representing Allen County to cast my votes.
Very good. So you are a delegate?
Yes.
Yes, and you've been voted for by the local people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and your elected to give their opinion of who you think is best.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to talking to a lot of different people today and casting those votes.
Very good.
Thanks, Jerry.
Lana Kiesling. I'm the Indiana State Republican Chairwoman.
What do you think of the convention?
The convention has been amazing. It's probably one of the best we've put on. We're here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. As you can tell, there's a lot of noise in the background, but it's been a great convention in Fort Wayne. Second time it's been in Fort Wayne. We have great turnout. Everything has gone smoothly. I'm knocking on wood or trying to find some wood to knock on, but it has been almost flawless and perfect. So can't wait to finish the rounds and see who our Secretary of State candidate is, and it's been a great adventure. So thank you.
I am Nicole Kiesling. I'm Vice Chair of the Allen County Republican Party and Allen County Recorder.
Very good. What do you think of the convention here?
The convention has been great so far. I'm glad that it's in Fort Wayne again. It hasn't been here since 2014, and it's been a great day, and this is democracy in action. We are choosing our party nominee for Secretary of State.
And tell us about your job that you have.
Oh, the recorder? Okay. So I serve as your Allen County Recorder. The recorder's job is to maintain all property records for the county. So our records go back to 1823. We record things like deeds, mortgages, land contracts, liens, and everybody's favorite, the release of mortgage.
Diego Morales, 283. Jamie Rittenauer, 135. David Shelton, 543. Jamie Rittenauer is the low vote getter in this round. No one got 50% plus one, so we will need to vote again. We will reset the machines and get that going as soon as possible. Can we have a round of applause for Jamie Rittenauer and the efforts she's put forth?
Tell us who you are for people who might not know.
My name is Steve Shine, and I'm chairman of the Allen County Republican Party.
What do you think of the convention?
I think it's been fabulous. There have only been 3 occasions in the last 100 years that the Republican convention has been held outside of Indianapolis, and 2 of those 3 times have been here in Allen County, in 2014 and then this year in 2026. It's been a godsend to the economy of Fort Wayne.